It's a trap!
It's a trap. If you dare to rub this belly. Slight degree of disappointment here. I started on the first carb from the XT600, the WA226, and while a lot of the parts match, I don't have a matching fuel pump or gasket. They just don't, they're just not the same. I also don't have a proper gasket for the circuit plate, so I reused the old one, but that was before I discovered this issue, so I'm going to pack this one up. It's mostly cleaned up and ready to go, except for that. I may or may not just pop it apart to redo that circuit plate. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing, so I guess I'm ordering more parts, and that's not a bad thing because one of these other carburetors has the same circuit plate, so I may run into the same fuel pump issue. Tonight, I have a project that way predates Shopcat. This is a Poulan Pro 210 saw. The carburetor is a Walbro WT324. This came off of a saw which an employer gave to me. 1.5, 2.5, 2.5 on the low, and he begged me, do not spend any money on this saw. If it doesn't run, just let it go. That's not my style. So Wayne, this is for you. I'm gonna spend about $4 on it. One and 3/4. Now these turn measurements are pretty arbitrary because who knows? I mean, it's not like it was really running before. It did run briefly at work when he gave it to me. I got it running on my lunch break and was all excited. And when I got it home, I was never able to get it to run again. So it has sat here for, 5 years, I guess, since I worked there. I guess we'll see. I promise I won't spend any more than this on it. How does that sound? Looks pretty clean in there. Overall, doesn't look too bad. Diaphragm isn't even that crunchy. Phillips. There we are. There's all our parts. That is about it. I'm not going to mess around with the Welch plug, I don't think. There's 2 of them here. I don't think I'm going to mess with them. Just make sure all the... Oh, I guess I better, because I got to make sure those ports are clear. Alright, I'm going to drill those out. I'll be back. Being a WT carburetor, this one's a little bit interesting. This is the high-speed circuit here. And there's a tiny little screen that goes inside there. And then a little kind of a snap ring, just a little bit of wire goes on top of it to hold it in place. And then we put our Welch plug in the top here. This one just gets a Welch plug. I've checked the little passages. There's 4 here. They're all good. There's only 1 down here, and it's clear. Everything looks good, cleaned up nicely. So it's just a matter now of putting it back together. But that little guy there is a little bit tricky. I used a drill bit, actually, the end of a drill bit, to just push it down in there. Just not a 3/16, 11/64. It's just about the right size. Well, that's the first of these Walbro so-called Welch plug carburetors that I've rebuilt. Welch plugs are always a little interesting because you don't really know if they're stuck or not, but they seem to be. I guess the proof will be in the pudding. If I put it on the saw and it runs, then life is good. Only one way to find out. And if it doesn't, well, I'm not out that much, so that's fine too. One of the special things about these shop cats is they bring me treats. I found this when I came home. I don't even know what it is. It's not a mouse. It's bigger than a mouse. Oh, got a bit of a fuel leak. Oh, from that vent. Okay, anyway, we'll fix that in a bit. This is the Poulan Pro 210 with the rebuilt Walbro Carb WT 324. Now I haven't really, this is going to be very rough tune, just to see if it'll do kind of anything at all, really, I guess. Just mostly curious to see if it'll start at all. Yeah, that sounded good. Okay. I had enough for one day. It's not really tuned, but the hope is just to get this thing to fire up or anything at all. So a little bit of Dr. Pepper. Oh, this thing's squirting everywhere. Hee hee. All right. Choke on. Switch is on. All right, gotta have the throttle on. Okay, we're on, yeah. Let's see. Might have ourselves a chainsaw. Like that. go try cutting a bit of wood here. I know I don't have the proper safety gear, but just a quick test. And I think it cuts. I'd say we got ourselves a chainsaw here.